A shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Start off by giving all honor, praise, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makal Kadash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. I wanted to get into a few of these recent developments in the war on Russia and Ukraine, which is going to escalate and graduate into an all-scale global conflict known as World War III, okay? This is from Breitbart.com. UK Defense Secretary suggests sending British troops to Ukraine on training missions, okay? So we see this thing starting to include other players on the world stage, okay? Which we already know that the UK and its ally, the US, have been supplying Ukraine with munitions since pretty much since the start of this conflict, okay? Which is indeed an act of war, all right? You're providing the enemy of a nation who's at active combat with another country, all right? You're providing their enemy with fucking with weapons that are destroying the Russians, okay? So that indeed is not only an act of war, that is these different aids, these countries that are in aid to Ukraine, it's making them actual participants in this global conflict that you have here. And not only is it gonna to go from now this fucking continuous aid, military aid, and fucking actual funds, right? Actual money that they're giving them, okay? Capital. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Billions of dollars, all right? For their military budget, not just the actual fucking weapons, but the funds to do which is what funds are, is fucking resource, man. Talks about money being a defense. So they've indeed, these different allies of Ukraine have indeed already fucking they're in the mix, all right? So it's gonna get to the point where these allies are gonna start sending troops, okay? And that's what you have here. This is from the UK Defense Secretary. And then let's see, it says could be deployed inside Ukraine for the first time. All right. Because the tensions continue to escalate over there. All right. More fucking fatalities are just continuing to climb. Okay. Because you don't understand. This is like a of course, influence from the Heavenly Father, all right? These people don't fucking understand that this is the Most High working in the minds of, primarily right now, of Putin, okay? The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, Gog and Magog, all right? Working in the minds of the leaders of the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal to put an end to Western dominance, Western hegemony, okay? And to say, fuck America, fuck the West. You're not going to come and encroach into our territory now by inserting yourself into, essentially into the Western Soviet Union, the regions of the former Western part of former Soviet Union. Okay, Ukraine, and all those stands over there. All right. So this is not only, of course, the Most High working into the minds of the kings, because why? To put an end to this shit. Okay, to put an end ultimately to Esau Edom's regime. All right. The Most High is shutting down shop for the wicked being in rule, like it tells you. Don't you don't you know from old, since man was created, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? All right. So this is the Most High, pretty much orchestrating the tide of war and a battle, as he is the man of war. All right. And when you go into it, what is going down, the Most High is gathering the nations for this fucking all-out battle royale, the Third World War. Okay, that's gonna have a little bit of everything, but it's gonna culminate in what we know: thermonuclear holocaust. All right, mutually around a lot of regions around this world, man. Because just like the flood just hit one region, it didn't just hit the Levant, right, or wherever Noah was dwelling at the time. It hit the planet, just like it said, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right, so a lot of regions are going to get touched by these missiles, huh? The second death. It said that the earth is reserved in two. Okay, even though there are going to be some pockets that are unscathed, that are going to be I won't say unscathed, because that means unaffected, right? I'll say that aren't that are going to be somewhat inhabitable after this nuclear war. Okay, but the Most High is doing this to put an end to the wicked regime, and really not just this modern empire of Esau Edom, right? But of all, this is going to be the end of the heathen's reign, the heathen reigning on the earth as it's been for thousands of years, okay? In different empires and in different times, like it said, time and chance has come to every man, all right? And the Most High set it up one and put it down another, all right? The Most High is now going to put down the wicked and the heathen and exalt the righteous, okay? The nation of Israel, starting with the righteous of Israel, the Israel of Israel, okay? So this is what's going down right now. It's a fucking a shift of the times, all right? But you need to understand what this is, why it's such an act of desperation with Putin, because it's pretty much a last ditch effort for them to not get fucking fall victim to America going around the world and fucking pretty much taking over. All right. Well, we went into it. His attempts at being the only superpower on the earth through that Wolfowitz doctrine. Okay. So it's them, because imagine if now America is pushing further into the eastern part of fucking of Asia. Okay. And that's why he's also got that shit going down in Taiwan, which you have reports of him, of fucking the U.S. doing drills in the South Pacific right now, okay, for that war that's about to fucking crack off in T-Dub, all right? So, you got this from UK Defense Secretary, all right, pretty much warning that these troops are about to be deployed. The British troops. Now, adding another player into this play, into this stage of this global conflict, all-out global conflict known as World War III. All right, when you understand about the Most High going into the theater of war, it's not a coincidence, which there are none, of what is known as the theater of war. The Most High being the being Theos, okay, and the theater being pretty much his stage of warfare. And they talk about that. They say the stage of battle or the stage of war, the different locations and occurrences that go down in the midst of battle. Okay, battles which are the shorter span interval fighting and combat that go down in a war. Okay, and the Most High, as the man of war, is doing his grand theater. Okay, drawing these troops into the Valley of Decision. Ultimately, okay. This is the general from Breitbart as well. It says for British general. So that came from, who's that? Slack. That came from the defense secretary. And you got this guy, a general warning to be ready for the worst case Ukrainian scenario for Europe. Prepare for war. Okay. Former top NATO commander cautions civis pacem per bellum. If you want peace, prepare for war for the West, as NATO faces an existential threat in a conflict in Europe. And it may be unequal to preventing, okay? Pretty much saying that it's what is that word when it means it's inevitable, okay? And this is according to the prophecy, okay, according to the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that were established in the beginning, all right? Because this is going to pretty much pull in all the nations of Europe, okay? Because what is it? Was this about fucking Ukraine gaining membership to what? Okay, Ukraine membership. Let's see. At the 2023 Vilnius summit, allies reaffirmed their commitment that Ukraine will become a member of NATO, recognizing Ukraine's increased interoperability and substantial progress with reforms. They decided that Ukraine's path to full Euro-Atlantic integration has moved beyond the need for a membership action plan. Okay? So this is one of the main reasons why Russia is pushing into fucking Ukraine. All right? Because once NATO gains Ukraine, okay, and we know, of course, NATO and the EU is fucking interchangeable. Come on, that's obvious. All right, when you really go into it, it's going to bolster that alliance of the whore and its conglomerates. All right, which is fucking which is compromise and fucking pretty much sure destruction to Russia, okay, and their values and ways. There's a lot that goes into it, all right. not just fucking the control that America does when it goes around the world policing the nations. All right, it pushes its wicked fucking philosophies on the people. All right, forces it upon them, and then establishes legislation in there um, to require you to do so. All right, going into the alphabet shit. Okay, and the the abandonment of your ancient customs, even your faith. Okay, of course, him fucking taxing the shit out of you. All right, what do you think if, say, for example, Russia became a super vassal state to America? Okay, they fucking rape the shit out of its resources just like it's done to every last one of these other victim nations around the world that America has fucking had its way with. Okay, went to town on to this day, right? So that is the expansion of this wicked fucking conglomerate, all right, into Russia. Okay, that's why you have these other allies teaming up, all right, like into the Moabites, all right. It says Russia prepares. This is from Newsweek. All right, this is all from a day or two ago. This was from Slovakia. This one looks like was from the 29th of last month, which was what, 4 days ago. It says Russia prepares nationwide drills with nuclear war scenario. So it's the tensions are so heated that Putin and what do they call that? The in Moscow, right? I believe they call because they reference a country, a nation by its capital. Okay, in this case, Moscow. That's why they say Moscow and Kiev, which is likened into Russia and Ukraine. All right, so fucking these motherfuckers are in a point of desperation to now be willing to use nuclear missiles, okay? Because we know what that brings. That brings fucking assured destruction, all right? You had them holding exercises, all right, in preparation for the danger of armed conflicts involving nuclear powers. Okay, it says, there it is. Russian authorities will hold large-scale drills across the country on October 3rd because of the growing danger of armed conflicts, including with nuclear-capable powders near Russia's borders, the Baza Telegram channel, which is linked to Russia's security services, reported on Thursday, citing the head of Russia's Federal Service for Surveillance on Consumer Rights Protection and Human Well-Being. Okay. This will be the first time that Moscow has held such drills, which will imagine that Russia is at least partially under martial law and that up to 70% of the country's housing facilities have been destroyed, the outlet reported. The exercises will also suppose that general mobilization has ended, and there's the possibility of radioactive contamination. Okay? So they're gearing up for the war that is set to end all wars. Okay? Like it says, this war that's going to burn with fuel and fire. Okay? Usually assured destruction is a doctrine of military strategy and national security policy, which posits that a full-scale use of nuclear weapons by an attacker on a nuclear-armed defender with second strike capabilities would cause the complete annihilation of both the attacker and the defender. Okay, so this shows you through these drills and exercises that they don't give a fuck. All right, about the prospect of mad. Okay, because this is at the stake of not only their livelihood but of their faith, of their values, of their customs. Okay, and of their fucking their welfare and their futures, their existence, really. Okay, so it's gonna be no thing. And of course, we know the Most High is muster into the battle. That's what's going down right now through the Spirit. All right. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. That's the spiritual realm, which is controlling the physical. Okay. And it's time of the end of all things, as it says. The end of all things is at hand. All right. The day of doom. This is in Joel 3 and 9. Just like your boy. All right. Who is it? The former defense minister, if I'm not mistaken, or a fucking general, NATO general. All right. Just said, prepare war. Okay. And it's inevitable. It's according to prophecy, man. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. All right, so you have the mighty men starting to do exercise, okay, the military forces of these different nations around the world. Primarily what that is one of the stronger nations behind the U.S., of course, right? The fucking U.K., right? United Kingdom. And then you got, of course, the NATO nations, okay? NATO and the EU. They are being drawn, okay, by the Heavenly Father, the Spirit of the Heavenly Father, okay, to this all-out global conflict known as World War III. That's fucking under the noses, unbeknownst to the peons of the people, primarily here in fucking America, all right, is in the process of breaking out, all right? It's in the stages of when it goes into that fucking that point of no return, all right? It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh, of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay. And that's, of course, the region in Saudi Arabia. All right. Here where they call the fucking so-called Middle East. All right. Let's get it on a map real quick. which the elder Malcolm broke down, is actually the Middle East is anciently actually referred to as as Western Asia. Okay, but this is a very recent term that was put on this place, on this region. Okay, let's see. Bam. See? So, and that's really not far, like I said, from all these fucking stands right here. All right, which is pretty much on the western part of the former Soviet Union. Look, you have right there is Uzbekistan. That's not fucking far. All right. Azerbaijan and all that shit. Slovakia. So that's right in this area where ultimately you're going to have the height of conflict. But that's right there. That's right fucking there. That's not far, okay? All right? And where you're going to have Ishmael's going to get dragged into this. Of course, we just mentioned about Moab. All right? And fucking the least of the flock, of course. The fucking the gutter rats. Gutter rats, small hats. All right. What does it say here? Back in Joel 3 and 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Okay? And that's ultimately the purposes of the Most High, to destroy this fucking place. All right? To rid wickedness from the earth. All right? By taking down the wicked man out of power. Just like in the days of Noah. Okay? Like he brought that fucking destruction. Because it talked about how all that men performed was only evil continually. Is what you have today. It talks about the great Babylon, and which also have become a golden cup in the hand of the nations, and a wine that has made them drunk with these philosophies and wickedness, right? Has affected this entire place, right? So the sins of not only this place but of the whole fucking world have reached into the heavens. So that threshold, that's likened to it being ripe, of ripened fruit, being ready to be picked, ready to be plucked. And in this sense, I heard of the Valley Brothers going into it for a grape, or it might have been the Bay Brothers, that to stomp on a grape to get the blood of the grape, or grape juice, fucking wine. The grape has to be ripe, okay, plump, ready to go. Well, just like this fucking place is, man. It's very ripe in wickedness, okay, and ready to get harvested, get it ready to get reaped. It says multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh Shai is near in the valley of decision. And Lord will, I do a lesson on this. That word valley goes into an open country, okay? And going into Job, it even precepted it in the blue letter, going into Job, about how it's these valleys, these lowland, open country, was most suited, not of course only for agriculture, cornland, but for battle. Okay, it's almost as if the Most High created these different uh, regions around the world as like a stage for battle, and that's what they call it, the stage of battle. Okay, it's like in the theater of war of the Most High's movie. Okay, Dios. The valley going into battlefield, and then of decision, meaning of judgment. Okay, like it just says, seek to judge all the heathen. When you make a decision on something, you decide, it goes into judgment. Okay, you decide someone's fate. All right, and it also goes into punishment in the lexicon. Okay, in the it might be the Thayers, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is in Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. Okay? So that's telling you that the prophecies are going to say before, they're going to tell you of the prophecy of Yahweh Bashir Yahushai. Okay? And then it tells you what they're going to prophesy about. So when understanding this, you can extrapolate that these are the most important prophecies. Okay, this is the only prophecies, really. Okay, at this junction, really. Of course, we have the kingdom and all the glory that is next in line. But just as it said, before peace, you have to have war. Everything comes in. Yeah, everything is decently and in order. Everything is in succession, man. Okay, you can't fucking go out of the order of operation. Okay, just like these different prophecies, and war and death and destruction being the next on the menu. Okay, on the docket for this fucking place. All right. So one of the main prophecies at this junction is war. Okay, it's war. It tells you war on every side. War between families, war between man on man, war of the look. There's a fucking gender war, right? Of the genders, man against woman. There's war of families and factions. Okay, and then you have wars of cities, and then it goes into what, states, countries, and then even realms, going into the spiritual realm, man. So this is the heavy time of war, as it goes into in Ecclesiastes as well. This is the time of war, man. This is what the prophecies is about, is to be disseminated. Okay. Finishing off in Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, and just like we were, our forefathers were told, really the elect. Okay, and before time was written for our learning. Okay, that to understand how near our salvation is, because it just told us with woe. Okay, the third woe, that means the third destruction, and some of the most destructive occurrences, events in the history of mankind are wars. Okay, we know the Most High is in full orchestration of the tide of battle in war. Okay. So why would it be salvation be near when this is talking about war. All right, just like it told you to rejoice, um, you heavens and earth, right? To rejoice that the devil come down upon you with great wrath. Why would you rejoice from that? Because we know that some are allotted for salvation, man. Okay, and just as we're the closest we get to this death and destruction, the Most High is going to save men out of that. Okay, throughout all the course of events of this tribulation that's about to go down, tribulation as such as mankind has never experienced. Okay, all the different calamities and destructive events that are set to go down, and even leading up to this third world war. Okay, and the thermonuclear destruction. All right, you have men, the elect for the nation of Israel, that are going to be saved from that. All right, and in glorious form. It tells you that the Most High's men are pretty much hidden in His pavilion. When you go into that, and it goes into like an entwined hedge, pretty much like a straight up force field. Okay, and also to be concealed in that time from destruction. That's going to be the lot and the experience for certain men. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel. So with that, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Mukakadash. Lord willing, we're part of that number. Shalom.